Right now at 5, with a little more than a week left in office, President Trump could be the first president ever to be impeached twice. House Democrats unveiled their impeachment resolution today. House lawmakers charging President Trump with one count of incitement of insurrection following last week's riots at the Capitol.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says Democrats will bring this resolution to a vote as early as Wednesday if Vice President Mike Pence doesn't invoke the 25th Amendment to have Trump removed. CBS 4's Skyler Henry is on Capitol Hill with the very latest for us.
Elliot, Lauren, good evening to you. Well, House Democrats are certainly putting the pressure on Vice President Mike Pence, asking him to show his hand, really, as to whether he will invoke the 25th Amendment. More than 200 House Democrats say that they are backing a resolution to impeach President Trump, accusing him of inciting an insurrection here on Capitol Hill. Now, if the House, which is mostly Democrat, votes to impeach the president, it'll be the first time a president has been impeached twice.
I object.
Objection is heard.
Republicans blocked the Democrats' resolution calling on Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove President Trump from office. The move sets up a full House vote Tuesday.
It gets rid of him. He's out of office.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that if the vice president does not respond in 24 hours, Democrats will move forward with an article of impeachment accusing the president of inciting an insurrection. A House impeachment vote could come as soon as Wednesday, but if passed, the Senate may not begin a trial until after President-elect Joe Biden begins his term.
My feeling is if we impeach him this week, that it should be immediately transmitted to the Senate, and we should try the case as soon as possible.
Several Republicans have pushed back on impeachment talk, saying the move could be inflammatory.
With the inauguration just 9 days away, President-elect Joe Biden says he's not worried about taking the oath of office publicly.
I'm not afraid of taking the oath outside, and we've been getting briefed. Let's go!
The chief of the National Guard says up to 15,000 troops could be deployed to the nation's capital between now and then. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is calling on the public to stay home, and she's asked the president to issue a pre-emergency declaration.
This inaugural planning period has to be very different than all the others.
President Trump has been largely silent these past few days after Twitter and other social media platforms blocked his access.
Now, as of last week wasn't enough, federal officials are warning law enforcement agencies across the country that groups are threatening to storm federal, state, and local courthouses if President Trump is removed from office before Inauguration Day. The FBI says that the groups are being told to come armed as needed. We're here on Capitol Hill. I'm Skyler Henry, CBS 4 News.
We'll take you back to the Capitol in just a few minutes, but first, take a good look at your screen. If you recognize the man seen in this picture carrying a Confederate flag inside the U.S. Capitol, then the FBI wants to talk to you. Some of the other rioters who stormed the Capitol have already come forward, and some now face charges. Anyone with information about the man carrying the flag or others can contact the FBI at 800-CALL-FBI or online at tips.fbi.gov. Tipsters may reference photograph number 30. And just days after the siege on the U.S. Capitol, officials have put a large, non-scalable fence around the building. National Guard officers can also be seen standing guard while the flag continues to fly at half-staff for the Capitol police officer who lost his life. Meanwhile, a makeshift memorial has been set up for the lives lost during the attack last Wednesday. 5 people died.
Days ahead of the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden, the mayor of Washington, D.C. is asking for an emergency declaration to protect people that plan to attend the event. In a letter to the White House, Mayor Muriel Bowser is asking for the extension of National Guard support through January 24th. Calls for violence have increased leading up to the inauguration of Joe Biden on January 20th. The city of Washington does not have jurisdiction on federal buildings or federal property. President-elect Joe Biden says he plans to move ahead with the inauguration as planned, adding that he has full confidence in the Secret Service to provide security.
U.S. Capitol Police announced the department's new acting chief. Chief Yagananda Pittman is taking over for former Chief Stephen Sund, who stepped down after Wednesday's chaos on Capitol Hill. She will be the first woman to serve in that position. Tonight, First Lady Melania Trump is making her first public comment since last week's riot at the Capitol. In her lengthy statement, she wrote that she's disappointed and disheartened with what happened. She said violence is never acceptable and urged the nation to come together. She went on to say that her heart goes out to the people who died.
Florida Senator Rick Scott, a strong Donald Trump supporter, is responding to the articles of impeachment tonight. He said that the president is committed to an orderly transition and that it's time to take the, quote, crazy rhetoric down on both sides of the aisle. That's according to Rick Scott, urging the nation to move forward.
We want to take you back now to Washington, D.C., where CBS 4's Skyler Henry is standing by. And Skyler, an article of impeachment has been filed and could be voted on as early as Wednesday. So what sort of an impact will the impeachment have with just a few days left in the president's term?
Well, Lauren, I think that's really a twofold question. On one hand, you're talking about legacy, something that we know that President Trump values just in terms of his reputation. Doesn't look good when you have a second impeachment on your record, and that would be certainly something that would be an asterisk there when folks talk about the Trump presidency. And on the other hand, when really talking about what happens next, if the House does vote to impeach the president, what that could look like there. Obviously, there are the long-term benefits that presidents typically have. That includes taxpayer-funded security, some $1 million allotted for that, as well as a pension, as well as money for travel, in addition to other things. And so if the Senate goes along with the House and says that they not only want to impeach the president but convict and remove him, then the president would also lose all of those things, as well as the possibility from being able to run again. We know that at least initially, after the November election results, he was mulling over the idea of running again in 2024. That would be something else. Unprecedented, yes, but something that could be on the table there. So a lot of moving parts that we still don't know, but we do know one thing is for certain. House Democrats are certainly putting the pressure on Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment. If he does not, more than 200 Democrats say that they are backing that piece of legislation to go ahead and impeach President Trump, and a vote is expected on Wednesday.
Skyler, let's talk about the inauguration next week. After that security fiasco we saw at the Capitol, how can officials be confident that they can provide security for the inauguration of Joe Biden?
Well, Elliot, they certainly aren't wasting any time. We heard from D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser earlier today, as well as the governors from Maryland and Virginia, all of them asking people who would typically make the trip to D.C. for Inauguration Day to actually stay home and enjoy the event virtually, just from the threat of the coronavirus pandemic and really these new threats that we're starting to see over these past few days and weeks. And so they're doing their part. We know that other officials are actually stepping up just to make sure that Capitol Hill and really Washington, D.C. is as protected as possible. We know that the Department of Homeland Security is moving up inauguration designations as a national special security event to this Wednesday, when we know that the House is going to vote on President Trump's second impeachment. So they're beefing things up as well. Just around these buildings on Capitol Hill, we're in the Russell Senate building. We know that there are thousands of National Guardsmen and women that are surrounding the area. There's fences all over the place just to try to make sure that whatever happens on Inauguration Day is as safe as possible.
Skyler Henry live for us in Washington, D.C. Thanks for your reporting. And look for much more on the crisis at the Capitol tonight on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. That's at 6:30 after CBS 4 News at 6.